I've got a beautiful Christmas card to share with you. I know it looks really complicated, but it's not. I'll walk you through the steps of this. It's really simple to put together. We're going to be using several different die sets. Let's grab that one. The Silent Night from our Expressions range. From the festive frames, I have Carol. Now we're just using the inside circle from this one. I'm going to be using the overlay from the Overlay and Ornament die set. Angelina. We've got two sets here for our floral elements. I've got the Poinsettia edition and the classic Poinsettia to get different sizes of your poinsettias. I'm going to use the Natalie die. The outside here is a backing. And we're going to cut a background with the netted star background. Okay, so I'm going to start with that one. Now that particular die is a square, but it's very easy to line up and cut further. So I've already cut a portion of it, and I've slotted it back into place to cut this extra couple of inches here. So what we're going to do is pop that down. It's easiest if you leave it a little bit at an angle, so it just hits the corner before it starts cutting into the straight part. Just going to roll that through and back. That should cut nicely. Now I'll just take a few of these out. I've got one I've already done, so I will show you this one, but I'm not going to bother popping out all the little bits from it. So you can see it does line up quite easily though. Okay, set that off to the side. And I'm going to bring in the one I've cut earlier to show you. Now it doesn't have an outside cutting edge on it, so you can leave that border whatever size you want it. So I'm going to take a piece of milk card, creamy color, and I've covered it with some sticky adhesive. I'll give you a quick measurement. It's 7.5 inches by just a hair under 5.5. I'm going to peel this off. I'm going to keep that for a second. And I'm just going to put this behind it. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to do it upside down. I think that's going to be easier for me. Work from the back. Just get that lined up behind there. And then use the waxy side of this to make sure it's down really well there. Okay. I'm going to bring in some copy paper and use our Frosted Sparkle Glitterbitz, which is my glitter of choice. It's got 3 different size particles on it, so it picks up the light really, really nicely. And we're going to just burnish this into the background, all that exposed adhesive. There we go. Take off all the extra bit, quite a bit extra on there, and tidy that back up into our container. Okay, put that to the side. Okay, so now what I want to do is put that onto my backing. Now I've gone ahead and used some of the Cobalt blue from my card as a little bit of a matte. And let's just use some tape on this. Oops. Get it all taped into place. And I've got just a little bit of something there. There we go. Pop that down. Okay, now I'll give you a quick measurement on the overall size of this. So the card itself is going to be 7¼ inches wide by about 9¼ inches, so it's kind of a long, skinny card. So the next thing we're going to do is bring in the Angelina die. Now I've cut the outer area and the center circles out of milk card, but I wanted to back it with some blue card to show through those circles. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue around this. I think that might even catch a little bit on the outside here. Try that. Pop that into place. There we go. So you can see the blue just peeks right through those dots really nicely. And what I want to do is take and cut this in half, right down the center. There we go. So I'm going to bring in the Eve die. And I'm going to just seat this so it kind of goes off both sides here. So I think it'd probably be easiest with a little bit of glue. And I'm going to just try and line it up right about like so on this side. Let me see. That looks like it might catch. And a little bit on this side. Right about like that. So I'm just sort of lining up those little pointed areas with the tips there on that die. So it should be a nice straight across piece. So we're going to put a little bit of mounting foam across that. I'm going to seat that into the middle of our background. And I'm going to add some glue because we've got glitter there. Pop that right in the middle. That looks pretty good. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is add my overlay, and I've gone ahead and cut it out of Cobalt blue. I've got a little bit of a piece there. Okay. So, and this is just a beautiful overlay to sit as an accent. So I'm going to take and put some spray glue on the back of this. Okay. Pop that right into place. The middle of that die. See how nice that looks? And it just adds such an elegant little accent for it. I've got the center from Carol that I've cut out just using the center part with the smaller circles. So I've got a really nice circular feature on both of these. Put that into the middle. And my Silent Night, which I've cut out of Cobalt blue. So we've kind of just layered up the blue and the cream really nicely here. Pop that down. Just get that right in the middle of that. And because I thought it just needed a little bit of an accent, I've gone ahead and created 3 different size poinsettias using the classic poinsettia and the poinsettia editions, and I've glittered them. So I've cut them out of cream card with a self-adhesive sticky sheet on them, put this same exact glitter on them, and doubled them up and offset them. So I'm going to put these on with some glue dots. So I'm going to seat the largest one in the middle down here. There we go. And then the 2 smaller ones in the opposite corner. Catch that right there. And this one. And because I wanted it to have just a little bit of a floral accent, I've brought in some of the Christmas floral stems here that I've cut out of milk card. Now some of these are a little bit too long, but they've been designed so you can nip them into smaller shapes if you like. So we'll put some glue onto these, and I'm just going to tuck them under the edge on the top and the bottom of this one. And you've got kind of a right and a left facing on these, so they curve for you if you like. And then same thing with these here. Bring these in. A couple smaller spots. And we're going to put those under this larger poinsettia. Top and bottom. There we go. And there's some smaller pieces if you just want to add in perhaps maybe one of the smaller extra little ones under the edge here to get up in that corner. You can easily do that too. That's really pretty. Now the only thing I haven't done on this card is I seated little 3mm flat back pearls onto all those little stars in the background. So if you want to do that, that just looks lovely too.